Lin Ke handed him his bag. "Take it," he said. Tianlong continued, "I was just lucky. They reached out to me. Miss Ji was quite satisfied with this hotel, so she decided to stay here." Hearing this, Lin Ke suddenly had a serious expression. He curiously asked, "You said this hotel reached out to you?" Tianlong nodded. "That's right. They proactively quoted prices and asked if we needed to cooperate." From a distance, a blue car drove up and gradually stopped beside them. The legs of the person in the car slowly stepped down. It was Kin Han. Lin Ke saw him coming over with two others behind. Lin Ke asked, "Why did you guys come here?" Hearing this, Kin Han cheerfully replied as he approached Lin Ke, Yuan posted about everyone coming here for team building. We had some free time, so we came to find you guys." Lin Ke walked up and put his arm around Kin Han, teasingly saying, "Kiddo, coming here to eat doesn't cost you anything, right?" The two of them walked with their arms around each other. Lin Ke turned back and said to Tianlong, "Arrange a few more rooms for me." Tianlong replied seriously, "Got it, Mr. Lin." Following them was King Ren, who just got out of the car. At the front desk of the hotel, the space here is very spacious and extremely airy. The scenery is decorated very modernly, with a water pond in the center of the lobby to add to its aesthetics. As Lin Ke stepped inside, he couldn't help but think, it can't be a coincidence. Vidana may have known in advance that's why this happened. At that moment, Tianlong approached, handing a card to Lin Ke and said, "Mr. Lin, the check-in is complete. The company dinner will take place at the restaurant on the third floor at 6 p.m. Here is your room key." Taking the card from Tianlong's hand, Lin Ke quickly replied, "Okay." In the conference room of the hotel, Tianlong came over to call him Mr. Lin. Behind him, another person was also approaching. Tianlong was very warm and gestured to the two people next to him, introducing them to Lin Ke. "This is the general manager, Jian of the Omen Hotel. This person is his administrative officer." The two stood at a distance, smiling politely at Lin Ke. Jian then extended his hand with the intention of shaking hands and said, "Hello, Mr. Lin. Welcome you and your staff to my hotel. On behalf of all the staff of Omen, I would like to express my gratitude to you." Lin Ke politely stood up, responding to Jian's handshake. He cheerfully complimented, "Is your English really that good?" Jian, feeling shy from the compliment, replied, "English is gradually becoming the language of the world now. Many of our staff here know how to speak English." Setting aside the pleasantries, Jian told Lin Ke, "The hotel has prepared a small performance for you, free of charge, so everyone can enjoy while eating." Lin Ke felt they were very thoughtful, so he responded, "That's great, you're being too humble." At that moment, the performance on stage was about to begin. Everyone in the audience gradually turned their eyes toward the stage. A female staff member of Lin Ke exclaimed, "Mr. Lin is so good to us. Not only did he take us out to have fun, but the setting is so classy. We could even watch a performance while having our meal. I really love Mr. Lin." Another girl next to her in a teasing tone said, "Oh my God, Mr. Lin, when will he like me?" I would agree to anything. They looked at King Ren and Lin Ke chatting and felt regretful. "Ha ha, the boss has arrived. You don't have a chance." At that moment, Lin Ke turned to Jian and said, "Tell them to start the performance." Jian nodded and responded, "Okay, Mr. Lin." The girl standing next to Lin Ke spoke softly, "Mr. Lin, given such a good situation, why don't you come up and say a few words?" A bit embarrassed, Lin Ke replied, "Well." King Ren seemed to agree that he should give a speech saying, "Come on, after all, it's the company's team building. You need to act like a leader." With no other choice, Lin Ke had to accept. He took a glass of red wine and walked up to the stage amidst the enthusiastic cheers from the employees. Lin Ke raised the microphone and spoke. "The company's achievements today cannot forget the efforts of everyone. This team-building trip is also to thank everyone for their hard work." He raised his glass high and said, "Today I toast to everyone. Just drink this glass and you will receive a red envelope worth $66. Both men and women below raised their glasses and cheered at Lin Ke's invitation. The female employees who admired him shouted, "Mr. Lin, I love you." Lin Ke tilted his head back to enjoy the glass of wine amid the warm cheers from the employees below. He looked really relaxed and natural. The beautiful dancers, dressed in lively outfits, began their performance prepared by the hotel. The music thumped with the melody. "Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the..." King Ren took a napkin to wipe her mouth, casually saying to Lin Ke while wiping, "You can play by yourself later. I won't take care of you anymore. I'm going to the spa with the Yuan's group." He didn't know what to say, only responding softly. King Ren slowly stood up and left, leaving Lin Ke with a look of confusion. Jin Ming, sitting next to him, excitedly spoke up. "Feeling thrilled? They are gone, and it's just the four of us left. Today is going to be amazing. Kinahan beside him coughed lightly, then nodded in agreement. If it were women here, don't expect to do anything at all. Jinming cheerfully urged everyone. I've been to the island several times before, so let me take you all there for some fun. Lin Ke quietly set his chopsticks down on the table, while Jinming continued to enthusiastically talk. The biggest club on the island has many types of performances, with singing, dancing, and the beautiful women here are very alluring. Hearing this, Lin Ke immediately asked, Where to? Kinhan couldn't help but feel anxious, standing up abruptly to say, What are we waiting for? Let's go now. Don't waste any more time. At a bar outside, this area looked very extravagant and luxurious, just right for partygoers. They all entered the bar and Zhang Yuan was with Lin Ke. For some reason, a group of people at the table opposite kept staring at him. Lin Ke felt uncomfortable. He frowned and looked back at them, then said, Why are those people staring at us? Zhang Yuan relaxed and sat down. He began to introduce. The industrial customs on the island are mainly controlled by underground forces. He continued to look at Lin Ke, and in their eyes, the Huaxia people are easy to bully, so take a good look. Kinhan happily laughed heartily and said, With their appearance, Brother Lin alone can take on 10 people. Lin Ke helplessly frowned and denied. I'm going to travel, not to be a bodyguard. A girl dressed in a very revealing outfit with bunny ears on her head and wearing black fishnet stockings approached and handed Lin Ke the menu while speaking. Sir, here's the food combo offer here. Lin Ke's face showed no change, his attitude calm as he accepted it. After briefly looking through the menu, Kinhan had some comments. He remarked, There isn't much food, but the prices are cheap. Jinming maintained a smug expression. He raised a finger as if he knew better and said, Then you don't know. He remained firm in his belief in the allure of this place. In fact, the point of spending money isn't the food on the menu, but the performer's lair. Kinhan was a bit confused, so he asked, What do you mean? Jinming pointed in one direction and said, The girls over there are the ones who will perform tonight. He pointed to each number representing the girl behind that number and explained further. The number in front is the combo number. Choosing a combo means selecting that girl. Zhang Yuan was a bit confused, and he asked hesitantly, Isn't that unfair? There are too many people here. What if everyone chooses the same girl? Perhaps the interesting point lies here, so Jinming replied enthusiastically. If that's the case, then the initiative lies in the hands of the girls. In the end, whoever they choose can follow her into the room to watch a private performance. Jinming spread his hands and shrugged, looking at Lin Ke. As for whether you can take a step further, it depends on your abilities. Lin Ke rested his hands on his head, closed his eyes in frustration, but couldn't help but exclaim, The people here really know how to do business. The money has been spent, whether you get to meet them or not depends on their mood. At this moment, Kinhan was very excited. He started ordering the most expensive combo that added 4 beers and 100 skewers of grilled meat. That's all. The waitress, the rabbit ears, quickly replied, Please wait a moment. The beer had already been poured into the glasses. Kinhan raised his glass, intending to take a sip, but then he spoke up. The number one we called, her appearance is truly outstanding. I see many people are calling her. The host on stage began to speak. Hello everyone, the performance will now begin. The beautiful girls dressed in revealing outfits started to sway in various ways, and the men in the audience cheered continuously. Outside, it was already dark, and they were immersed in drunkenness and the company of the girls. It must have been a wonderful night. Once the girls finished their performance, they stood meekly waiting for the host to speak. The host happily announced, The performance has ended. Next, we will proceed to the selection segment. During the previous show, a total of 6 tables of guests expressed their preference for Miss Zhang Daoxian. The scene shifted to the very beautiful girl with purple hair who had just been mentioned. The host continued, Now, may the 6 guests stand up. Miss Zhang Daoxian will proceed with her selection. Lam Jinming adjusted his outfit and stood up. The host turned to the girl and asked, Miss Zhang, have you made your choice? After a moment of contemplation, Zhang Daoxian pointed forward and said, Table number 9. Mr. Liang heard her say that and scratched the back of his neck, proudly replying, My charm truly knows no boundaries. All the girls on the island are enchanted by me. The reason is not important. The most important thing is that we have chosen a table. We don't know how things will go after we get in there, Mr. Liang said with a smile, continuing. Kinhan spoke up. Mr. Liang, you should be more modest. I think you have misunderstood. Aren't you aware of your own appearance? On stage, the MC continued to smile and said, All right, next we invite the guests at table 9. Before finishing his sentence, a loud shout interrupted. I took the time to come here today. You choose someone else. You despicable jerk. The MC was startled by the shout, looked toward the source of the sound, and softly reassured. Sir, please calm down. The person who spoke grabbed the edge of his shirt, pulling it aside to reveal wolf tattoo. Those following behind him had identical tattoos, looking like a company logo. He yelled at the MC, "Get out of the way!" The MC turned pale with fear, stammering in response, "Are you from Wanlong Gang?" The fat man pointed at the MC and said loudly, "I am Li Xiaoji from Wanlong Gang. I'm here today to see her. I don't want her to pick someone else." The host, upon hearing this, also felt frightened and approached Mr. Liang, bowing slightly and said, "I sincerely apologize. We didn't know this would happen. We'll refund you. Could you please leave this establishment?" Meanwhile, Mr. Liang sat there, frowning, clearly very displeased with the situation. It seemed that was not going well. Mr. Liang calmly replied, "What do you mean?" The host felt even more terrified after hearing this. One trouble after another kept coming. Hearing this, Mr. Liang raised his voice, replying, "In fact, we weren't interested in your performances here to begin with. We were just here to enjoy ourselves. But it seems that he is quite arrogant, and I cannot tolerate this. The girl I like, if I were to give her up to someone else, would I still have any pride left?" The host was sweating profusely, beginning to explain, "But they are members of Wanlong Gang. You can't provoke them. Absolutely don't touch them. I will refund you. Consider today's performance free of charge." Lin Ke, who had been silent until now, felt uncomfortable upon hearing this and stood up, speaking loudly. "I don't care if he's from Wanlong Gang or what. I really want to hold a funeral for him." The host stepped back, repeatedly saying, "Sir, you must stay calm. We are on an island here. If you pick a fight, you will suffer greatly. Absolutely don't do anything foolish." Mr. Liang was annoyed, pushed the host aside, and grimaced as he said, "All right, this is none of your business." Li Xiaoji propped himself up on both hands, gritting his teeth as he looked at them, making noise all this time. He unbuttoned his shirt, revealing his big belly along with a peculiar wolf tattoo on it. The scene was incredibly humorous and not scary at all. Lin Ke, seeing the tattoo, couldn't help but laugh hard while holding his belly. He pointed at the beer belly and said, "Is that a wolf or a dog?" The person he was talking to got angry upon hearing this and raised his hand to hit him. But before he could even touch him, Lin Ke kicked him in the stomach, causing him to double over in pain and spit out blood. Mr. Liang was not to be trifled with either. He grabbed a beer bottle and rushed to hit the guy. The whole group jumped in to deal with the arrogant fat man, making him scream. The beer bottle they had just used shattered on the ground. Once they had calmed down, he brushed his hands and said, "If you can't even put up a fight, how could Wanlong Gang develop like this, relying on just a husky tattoo? And as for Li Xiaoji, he's probably been lying down there unconscious forever." Xiaoji's subordinates brandished knives to threaten them. Lin Ke released Xiaoji and said, "Not bad, not bad. You even brought knives. Thankfully, I was ready long ago." He took out a small knife from his pocket. Lin Ke raised the knife and said, "You better stay still, don't move. Otherwise, you'll see blood." Xiaoji's henchman rushed forward, full of energy, saying, "Who are you scaring with a small knife? Come at me." Lin Ke slashed at one of the henchmen. His hand was cut with a long gash, causing him to scream, "Ah!" Xiaoji fell to his knees begging, "Please stop hitting." Mr. Yang grabbed Xiaoji's head and said, "With your character, you better not be a bad person anymore. You don't have what it takes to do that." Xiaoji fearfully nodded. Yes, I understand." Lin Ke angrily shouted, "Get lost." Listening to Lin Ke, those people ran away in a hurry. Mr. Yang turned and asked, "Now she must belong to us, right?" The host replied, Yes, I will take everyone to the second floor now." At this moment, outside the bar, Xiaoji and his henchmen limped home. His men said, "Boss, what should we do now? Should we contact someone for revenge?" Xiaoji said, "Of course we need to take revenge." He clenched his fist and continued angrily, "You all call everyone here for me. We'll block him here." The henchmen responded in unison, "Yes, sir." The driver said, "Just now, the ones who hit us were them." The boss of those people angrily said, "You almost ruined my good plans. Call someone to take them away. I don't want to see them anymore." At this moment, on the second floor of the bar, a staff member leading Lin Ke's group walked in and said, "Everyone, please wait a moment. Miss Shang needs to prepare and will come over shortly." UI walked in and asked Mr. Yang, "Do you come here often?" Mr. Yang replied, "I just hang out downstairs, haven't been up here. Since I have no work this time, I thought I'd check it out." Lin Ke sat down and said, "This environment makes me feel like I'm listening to music in an old brothel." Kin Han added, "It's pretty much that kind of meaning." UI asked, "Mr. Lin, you are well informed. Do you know what Wanlong Gang is?" Lin Ke replied, "Is that the organization of the husky tattoo people?" Kin Han and Mr. Yang burst into laughter. "Ha ha ha." Lin Ke said, "I don't know much, but it seems to have some reputation and power. Otherwise, the people on the island wouldn't be so afraid of them." At this moment, the door of the room opened and beautiful girls holding musical instruments walked in. Mr. Yang looked confused and said, "What is this for? Why are they dressed like this?" A girl holding a pipa named Zhang smiled brightly and said, "I know everyone here is from Huaxia, so we discussed a bit and prepared to perform traditional music for you. Can we start now?" Lin Ke responded, "Please, ladies, start playing the music." Lin Ke listened to the music while enjoying tea. Mr. Yang, also amazed, said, "Not bad." Miss Zhang then stopped playing and humbly said, "I'm still a bit lacking." Then Mr. Yang pointed at himself and said, "Miss Zhang, I have a question for you. Earlier, a total of 6 tables chose you, so why did you ultimately choose us?" Miss Zhang then stared at Lin Ke. Lin Ke placed his hand on Mr. Yang's shoulder, coughed a few times, and continued, "To be a good person, you must know yourself and have a clear understanding of yourself." Kinhan also placed his hand on Mr. Yang's shoulder and said, "The girl has already expressed her attitude. Don't be so lacking in observation. Let Brother Lin take the lead." Mr. Yang cursed. Miss Zhang moved closer to sit by Lin Ke and said, "Mr. Lin, do you like to dance? I can perform a dance for you." Lin Ke raised his teacup and smiled, saying, "No need, just drinking tea with me is enough." Miss Zhang then poured tea into Lin Ke's cup and said, "Mr. Lin, please drink." Lin Ke then took a deep breath and finished his drink. He placed the cup on the ground and stood up, saying, "It's getting late. Let's call it a day." Kinhan looked at the clock and said, "It's just after 11 o'clock. Are you going home already?" Huai replied, "Mr. Lin has family with him. He can't be as free as we are." Miss Zhang stepped forward to see off the guests, saying, "Mr. Lin is leaving so hurriedly today. It must be that I haven't been able to host him properly. Next time he comes, I will make sure Mr. Lin is satisfied. I hope there will be a chance to play the lute for you in the future." Kinhan gave a thumbs up and said, "As expected, Brother Lin is impressive. After just a few minutes of meeting, he makes people miss him already." Lin Ke replied, "Sure, I'll come to cheer for you when I have time." Miss Zhang gazed into the crowd where Lin Ke was, then walked away. She knocked on a door. A man opened the door, and then an old man with gray hair sitting in the room said, "Sit down. What do you think of him?" Miss Zhang replied, "I can't see through him. I just had a drink with him, and before we could get deeper into conversation, he stood up and wanted to leave." The old man slammed his cup down on the table and angrily said, "Did he leave because he noticed something, or was it just a coincidence?" Zhang Daoxiang looked to the person above and said, "I don't know." The old man with white hair sitting at the table threw something at Daoxiang, causing it to break into many pieces of glass. Daoxiang was in pain and began to cry. She held her bleeding head and said, "He is different from ordinary people. It seems he is not interested in me, unlike other men." Hearing Daoxiang's words, the old man replied, "Do you think that by saying this to me, I will forgive your negligence? How can you not handle such a small matter? Get lost." Upon hearing this, Daoxiang knelt down and bowed her head, responding yes. Then she got up and left. At this moment, someone standing next to the old man spoke up. "Miss Zhang's capabilities in the organization are evident, but Lin Ke is indeed exceptionally talented. It's unlikely he would be swayed by a woman. Going forward, I will instruct her to act with utmost caution." The old man replied, "This Lin Ke is not simple. I feel he is comparable to Vidana, so we must be more vigilant. If he discovers even a hint, it would not be good." Hearing a response from the old man, the other person continued, "All right, but I think trying to attract Lin Ke's attention is too rushed today. It won't be effective that quickly." The old man said, "Vidana and I only have half of the core technology for the gene solution. Therefore, if Lin Ke intends to cooperate with Vidana, he must be eliminated immediately." After saying this, images of Vidana and Lin Ke appeared in his mind. Then he asked, "What about Black Gold Corporation? Have they mentioned when they would come over?" The other person replied, "Their people will arrive at the airport tomorrow afternoon, but the specific time for the transaction has yet to be determined. Due to the previous incident, these people are cautious and very careful." Hearing this, the old man continued, "Regarding the transaction with HE Corporation, keep an eye on it. This is the first step of our plan, and there must be no mistakes." The other person nodded and replied, "Yes." At a hotel, in a room full of bags, Lin Ke looked at King Ren and smiled, saying, "Is our evening plan to go buy these things?" King Ren, brushing her hair aside, replied, "Of course. You don't think I'm going to watch those dancers, do you? Look at the hairpin I just bought. Isn't it beautiful?" On King Ren's head, there was a hairpin adorned with pearls. Lin Ke then walked over, put his arm around King Ren, and said, "Not bad. It makes your skin look even fairer." After hearing this, King Ren picked up a bag from the pile and said, "I also bought this nice item." Lin Ke looked at King Ren and smiled, asking, "What on earth are you buying that's so mysterious?" King Ren replied, "Guess." Lin Ke said, Buying a super short skirt, that kind of dress style isn't your style, right? King Ren replied, "Oh, what I'm buying isn't a super short skirt. It's not very long either." Lin Ke laughed and responded, "Then what are you waiting for? Hurry and show me." Hearing this, King Ren went into the bathroom, then poked her head out and said, "Don't come in." Lin Ke glanced at King Ren and replied, "Got it." 10 minutes later, King Ren came out wearing a crop top with a bow and a short skirt, asking, "How is it? Does it look good?" A pair of hands wrapped around her waist. Lin Ke embraced King Ren and said, "It's really not bad. It's very pretty." King Ren shyly replied, "Actually, the design is okay. It's just that the skirt is a bit short. You can make it even shorter." After saying this, Lin Ke smiled and took King Ren's skirt. In front of a large building on the second day, Lin Ke and King Ren, along with Jin Ming and another girl, entered the building. At this moment, King Ren turned around and said, "We're getting ready to go to the shopping mall to continue shopping." The two of them took the items to the car. Lin Ke replied, "We're not going anywhere. You guys continue shopping. We'll find a place to get a drink." Hearing this, King Ren responded, "Okay." Outside, when Lin Ke was putting things into the car, Jin Ming spoke up, "Brother Lin, where are we going?" Suddenly, Jin Ming heard a noise. Suddenly, Jin Ming said, "To the maid cafe, Brother Lin. Let's go in and sit down." In front of a large cafe, Lin Ke replied, sure." At that moment, Lin Ke and Jin Ming entered the cafe. But before they got inside, they heard a commotion. A young man bumped into Dao Xiang, causing her to fall. He said, "Can't you watch where you're going?" Lin Ke looked at everything in front of him and said, "That's her." Hearing this, Jin Ming glanced and replied, "What a coincidence. I just heard her song yesterday, and now I run into her today. This must be fate. Brother Lin, it's your time to shine." After saying that, Jin Ming nudged Lin Ke's shoulder and pushed him toward her, saying, "Go on. I won't tell sister-in-law." At this moment, Dao Xiang looked at the person in front of her and said, "Mr. Lin." He pretended to cough and reached out his hand. Lin Ke helped Dao Xiang up and asked, "Are you okay?" Dao Xiang shyly replied, "I'm fine." At this point, she stood up and thanked him. "Thank you, Mr. Lin." Her foot was slightly injured, so she sat for a while. After saying that, Lin Ke helped Dao Xiang to a nearby table. Inside the bar, people were sitting and talking. At this moment, Lin Ke spoke up, "Are you here to shop?" Dao Xiang replied, "No. My younger brother likes the cake here, so I came to buy a piece for him. I'm preparing to take it home for him later." Hearing Dao Xiang, Lin Ke asked, "With your income, it must be quite good, right? Why are you buying so little? Did your boss take a lot of your money?" Dao Xiang explained, "The money I earn has to go to paying off family debts, so I have to save." Upon hearing this, Jin Ming and Lin Ke glanced at each other. Lin Ke thought, "This is a scenario designed just for me, a chance encounter between a rich, handsome man and a dancer. Then I would help her redeem herself, and she would repay me with her body." Suddenly, Dao Xiang spoke up, "Mr. Lin, do you have other appointments? If it's not a bother, I can take you for a walk." "I want to thank you." Jin Ming replied, "Is just going for a walk your way of thanking us? We've already walked enough today. After all, we need to get something practical out of this. Thank you, Mr. Lin." Hearing Jin Ming, Dao Xiang continued, "I can invite both of you to dinner." Jin Ming asked back, "You have money for that?" Dao Xiang replied, "I'm very good at cooking. It's really delicious. You two can come to my house. I can invite you both, right?" Lin Ke looked at his phone, which was ringing. He answered the call. A voice came from the phone. "I've arrived in Iceland. Are you free? I'm so bored that I saw your company announcing a team-building trip in Iceland. Where are you? At the Omen Hotel." Lin Ke replied, "Your information is quite sharp. You even know where I'm staying." The voice continued, "You have time now? Come to my area. You might have to give me a chance to host you." Lin Ke responded, "I'm on the street at the Cafe of the Maid. I'll wait for you here." Suddenly, Jin Ming asked, "Brother Lin, do you have something to do later?" Lin Ke smiled and replied, "A business partner is paying me up to discuss some work." Dao Xiang put her hands in her pocket, took something out, then grabbed a notebook and started writing. At this moment, Dao Xiang handed Lin Ke a piece of paper saying, "Mr. Lin, this is my phone number. If you guys come to the cafe, you can call me. I can take you upstairs." Vidana drove a luxury car up. Not everyone can imitate that. Vidana got out of the car gracefully and elegantly. Vidana cheerfully greeted Lin Ke, "Hello," and Lin Ke replied, "Hello." However, Vidana's gaze landed on Zhang Dao Xiang, who was standing next to Lin Ke. I don't know in what capacity Vidana is acting, but her attitude towards questioning Lin Ke about the girl he just met is quite audacious. Lin Ke replied casually, "I met her yesterday at a tea room, and today I happened to run into her again while strolling here." Vidana was taken aback, momentarily increasing her volume. A room, your image in my mind has just dropped in an instant. Lin Ke smiled, feeling helpless about Vidana. It's just going to listen to music. How does that affect my image? Vidana immediately explained, girls in places like that are not worthy of you. If you came here without having been intimate with me first and instead were looking for another girl, that would break my heart. Lin Ke reluctantly agreed, all right, I promise you. If I ever need something, I will definitely be with you first. Vidana shyly tucked her hair behind her ear. That's the best promise I've received this year. In the car, Lin Ke reminded Vidana, you spend time worrying about me looking for another girl. You might as well investigate the person who ambushed you. That would be more meaningful. Vidana replied, I've already investigated, but there are no leads. Vidana added, this has caused considerable losses for the Va family. Even I have been reprimanded and scolded. Moreover, we have no more items to negotiate with. The other side knows my identity and still dares to act recklessly, so they must not fear the Va family. Lin Ke pressed the button to open and close the window. The window descended slightly, and Lin Ke rested his chin on his hand, his gaze distant and filled with thought. That clown is so strong, of course. He isn't afraid of you all. To break the tense atmosphere in the car, Vidana said, all right, let's not talk about that anymore. Is there anywhere you'd like to go? I can be your free tour guide, take you for a walk, or would you like to visit our family's company? Think of it as a survey. You never know, there might be a chance for collaboration in the future. Lin Ke leaned back in his seat, looking a bit more cheerful. Let's go, I'm just waiting anyway. Vidana's phone rang. It was her assistant calling. Vidana promptly answered, and the assistant informed her, young lady, we discovered that people from Black Gold Corporation have arrived on the island. Vidana exclaimed in surprise, what did you say? Their people are here already? Vidana immediately swerved the car, turning sharply as if striking a blow to an ex-lover's face. Lin Ke, sitting in the passenger seat without wearing a seatbelt, lost his balance and leaned to the right, his head hitting the door. Who said not to wear a seatbelt? Vidana shouted into the phone at her assistant. I will think of something now. You all go ahead. Absolutely do not expose yourselves. Once finished, Vidana hung up and set aside some important matters. She turned to Lin Ke and said, let's go. We're heading to the company. I'll give you a little tour. Lin Ke shook his head, refusing Vidana's invitation. I see you seem to have things to do. If you got something to take care of, just go ahead. I'll head back to the hotel. Vidana prioritized the guy over her own safety, and without a moment's hesitation, she took off on her motorcycle. It's fine, nothing is more important than you. A while later, upon arriving, Vidana asked for Lin Ke's opinion. Mr. Lin, what do you think? Vidana excitedly asked Lin Ke, can you give a brief evaluation? Lin Ke provided a preliminary assessment, and it was indeed not bad. It's just a pity that we don't have a project in this area, so we can't collaborate. Vidana introduced the room in front of them. This is our chip laboratory. Vidana seemed quite proud of it. We have a lot of research in the fields of chips and artificial intelligence. We need to see if you agree to give us this opportunity. Lin Ke unexpectedly lifted Vidana's chin, gently reassuring her, causing Vidana to blush. Don't worry, we still have a long time. Vidana shyly smiled and suggested to Lin Ke, Mr. Lin, it's getting late. Let's go grab something to eat. There's a great place nearby. I'll take you to try it. Lin Ke smiled confidently and agreed, sure. At the place where Vidana led Lin Ke, they could hear Mr. Lai, the owner, scolding his staff from a distance. How many more times do I need to emphasize this? Mr. Lai was adamant, stressing each word, the flavor must remain unchanged. At that moment, the restaurant seemed quite empty, with only Mr. Lai and a few staff members at the counter. Suddenly, the door opened and Lin Ke and Vidana arrived. Vidana greeted Mr. Lai warmly. Mr. Lai. Mr. Lai immediately changed his tone and softened. Oh, Miss Vidana, please come in. Vidana looked through the menu and ordered a portion of the battered fried dish. After ordering, Vidana handed the menu to Lin Ke and praised Mr. Lai's skills are excellent and very famous in the world of gourmet food. Ordering a dish at random is also a delicacy of the human world. Lin Ke seemed quite interested and ordered all the dishes. Then let's get one of each. Mr. Lai served the dishes and politely invited the two to dine. Please enjoy the food laid out on the table. Vidana urged Lin Ke to try. Mr. Lin, please have a taste. Lin Ke picked up his chopsticks and tried a piece. Vidana quickly asked, how does it taste? Lin Ke shared his thoughts on the dish. It's okay, but it could be improved a bit. That way, it would have a different flavor. Vidana wondered, are you crazy? Don't you think the flavor is still not perfect? Hearing that, Mr. Lai was a bit silent for a moment. Then he straightforwardly criticized Lin Ke. This person from Hoaxia, I feel that you shouldn't rely on your own preferences to boldly judge the dish. What you're doing is not right. Lin Ke then put down his chopsticks and interrupted Mr. Lai. Wait, don't get angry. He confidently continued, if you don't believe me, you can add a bit of lemon juice and sea salt and then see how the flavor is. Mr. Lai immediately retorted, if you add lemon, the powder will make the shrimp heads more fragile, causing the nutrients inside to be calciumized, which affects the flavor. What you're doing is completely wrong. Lin Ke then explained further, that's why I suggested you add more sea salt. That way there won't be any side effects. If you don't believe it, you can try it. Mr. Lai, being somewhat arrogant, made a condition with Lin Ke. I can try it, but if the dish doesn't turn out well, you have to apologize to me. Mr. Lai turned around and went to the kitchen to try it. Meanwhile, Vidana leaned close to Lin Ke and whispered, I feel like Mr. Lai seems a bit unhappy. When Mr. Lai followed Lin Ke's suggestion and presented the dish as Lin Ke was about to pick up the shrimp, he hurriedly said, Mr. Lai, wait. Lin Ke said to Mr. Lai, the meat of this shrimp is a bit thick. Frying it for another 5 minutes will make it taste better. Mr. Lai, slightly annoyed, replied, another 5 minutes of frying? Are you trying to confuse me? Although he was not satisfied, Mr. Lai followed Lin Ke's suggestion. After finishing, he personally brought the dish over and said, all right, give it a try. Vidana picked up a fried shrimp and tipped it into the accompanying shrimp sauce. She closed her eyes to savor the taste and finally stated, it seems there's no difference at all. Lin Ke then turned to Mr. Lai. Please, her palate is not sensitive. Chef Lai, you should try it. Mr. Lai picked up a fried shrimp and took a bite. Immediately, he was as delighted as if he had found a treasure. Oh my God, how did you know this method would neutralize the burnt taste? Lin Ke calmly responded, because our culinary culture in Huaxia is truly profound. Mr. Lai clapped his hands in joy and shared, I have researched for many years, but I never thought of a way to balance the burnt flavor in battered fried dishes. I didn't expect you to help me solve this problem so easily. It's really amazing. Despite receiving compliments, Lin Ke did not get overconfident. He replied modestly, Mr. Lai, you flatter me. Lin Ke and Vidana had finished their dinner. Vidana turned to compliment him. Lin Ke, you are truly amazing. Lin Ke stood up slowly and said, I had enough. Let's go. The chefs in the restaurant bowed to show their respect as they bid them farewell. Before Lin Ke left, they did not forget to say, thank you for your guidance. We welcome you to come again. Lin Ke and Vidana affectionately linked arms as they walked out of the restaurant. At this moment, Vidana began to express, I feel like I've become captivated by your charm, unable to escape. I like a man who can cook. Lin Ke smiled, gently stroked Vidana's hair, and replied, then keep worshipping. Many people admire me, and you certainly are not the only one. They approached Lin Ke's car parked by the side of the road. The sky today was clear, and the leaves floated in the wind, creating a very romantic scene. Vidana asked, do you want to go watch a movie? Lin Ke immediately agreed, let's go, it's still early, and going home would be boring. As they got into the car, Vidana focused on driving while Lin Ke rested his chin on his hand, wondering if he could extract some information about Black Gold Corporation from Vidana. Suddenly, as if sensing that something was wrong, Lin Ke glanced outside the window. Through the rearview mirror of the car, he noticed a silver car following them. Lin Ke turned to remind Vidana, drive slowly. We are being followed. She seemed a bit surprised by this information and asked, are you sure? Lin Ke affirmed, have I ever been wrong? Now you should think about who in your territory would dare to follow us. Has anyone drawn attention recently? Vidana, while driving, asserted, we are the largest financial group here. No one is our direct competitor, so no one is following me. Lin Ke questioned, earlier in Nation M, there were a few people from Nation M who followed us. Could it be a group from them? Suddenly, Vidana slammed the brakes by the roadside. Sweat began to bead on her face. She worriedly looked at Lin Ke and said, Mr. Lin, this is a personal matter for me and it could be dangerous. I don't want to involve you. I will take you back now. Lin Ke crossed his arms and calmly replied, what are you joking about? We've known each other for a long time. You are in trouble now, and if I leave, wouldn't that show that I'm afraid of death? Vidana heard these words and was moved to tears. She explained, but I don't want to cause you too much trouble. The person following me is most likely sent by Vaiksangji. Since Wahala died, he has withdrawn from the Va family. We are from two opposing factions, and one could even say we are enemies. Lin Ke asked curiously, Vaiksangji? So what is he following you for? Does he want to kill you? Vidana gently brushed her hair and then recounted, after he left, he took with him half of the core techniques. But in terms of scale and power, he cannot oppose the Va family. However, since he holds the core techniques, we cannot let our guard down. Lin Ke sat quietly, pondering for a moment. He thought to himself, the next transaction target of the genetic original must be Vaiksangji. The Bassor is likely in Jeffrey's hands waiting for the next transaction. so I still have a chance. Lin Ke calmed himself and made his judgment. Based on the current relationship between the two of you, regardless of the purpose, he wouldn't dare to touch you. This is a bit strange. I guess he only sent someone to watch over you, fearing that you might ruin his good plans. After saying this, he took out a white handkerchief from his suit jacket. Vidana was worried and asked in confusion, Baeksanji's people have reached out to me. If we escape from them right now, they will know that they have been exposed and will definitely change the interest for the transaction that I know. What should we do now? Stunningly, Lin Ke kindly used a cloth to wipe the sweat off her face, surprising Vidana. Her face flushed. He gently asked, which is the best hotel on the island? Vidana replied, Imperial Hotel. Out of the blue, without saying another word, Lin Ke pulled one side of Vidana's shirt down, revealing part of her underwear, which startled her a bit. Then he messed up her hair. Vidana stared blankly at her appearance. Lin Ke said, go to the back of the trunk and give me a bottle of water. Following his instructions, Vidana opened the trunk and took out a bottle of water. She glanced around and then tossed the bottle to Lin Ke and said, hey. Vidana closed the car door, confused. Do you want me to check the license plate? I've memorized the number already. Lin Ke took the bottle of water, shook it in his hand, and replied with a smile, think about it. We're driving normally and suddenly stop by the roadside. Then the girl's clothes are disheveled and she gets out to fetch a bottle of water. Tell me, what do you think happened in the car? Vidana appeared shy and softly said, actually, there's no need to pretend. We can be a little more genuine. Lin Ke looked confused and replied, is it because I am too naive? We need to get down to business quickly. Let's go to the hotel. Suddenly, Vidana became full of energy, excitedly gripping the steering wheel and shouting, Mr. Lin, let's go. She pressed the gas pedal decisively, and the car sped down the road. Lin Ke was startled, sweating with fear. He quickly grabbed the handle next to him and reminded her, drive slowly. Why do you seem more anxious than I am? A moment later, they arrived in front of the Imperial Hotel, a very large hotel with many rooms. As soon as they entered the hotel lobby, Lin Ke quickly opened the window to assess the situation. As he had expected, Lin Ke told Vidana, the car that was following us just now has indeed stopped in front of the hotel. She replied anxiously, are we going to stay here? Lin Ke asked, the people who were in contact with you before, they must still be monitoring you, right? Have they come into contact with Baeksanji yet? Vidana sat down on the sofa and gently replied, not yet. Vidana recounted they were always in a villa in the suburbs without any movements. Therefore, it was very hard to predict what their next move would be. Lin Ke sat down next to Vidana and offering his guess. They must be preparing for a deal, probably scheduled for tonight. If Baeksanji suddenly follows her today, then something is likely to happen tonight. We just need to wait here. Vidana softly replied, all right, I understand, but Mr. Lin, are we just going to stay here like this? As she spoke, she moved closer to Lin Ke, her face shy. Lin Ke responded, what else should we do? Vidana leaned her head on his shoulder and gently asked, Mr. Lin, may I ask you something? Lin Ke smiled and replied, sure, go ahead. She whispered, I just want to ask, if I were the first girl to appear in your life, would the situation change? Upon hearing this question, Lin Ke was initially a bit confused, but then he calmly answered, that's not an easy question to answer. Perhaps it would. Vidana's face turned bright red, and she glanced at Lin Ke. They embraced and kissed tenderly. Vidana closed her eyes to feel the kiss, her emotions surging. Lin Ke picked Vidana up and took her to the bed. He gently lowered her onto the bed, kissing Vidana softly on her collarbone, then continuing to kiss her stomach. Their hands tightly clasped together, and Vidana seemed dazed, bringing her fingers to her lips, savoring the moments of happiness. She moaned, ah, Lin Ke, Mr. Lin, ah, Lin, Daddy. He chuckled softly, wiping his mouth, looking pleased. Call out that last one again. Vidana wrapped her arms around his neck and sweetly called, Daddy. Their gazes locked passionately, and the emotions between them rose higher. Outside, the sky was blue with light white clouds floating gently, and the leaves swayed in the wind. Lin Ke continued to hold Vidana, who was sound asleep on the bed, after they had just shared an intimate moment. Their clothes were scattered messily on the bed and the floor. Suddenly, Vidana's phone rang loudly, breaking the silence. The screen displayed Jinhua as the caller. Vidana sat up, her eyes still a bit hazy. She answered the call, and the voice on the other end announced, Miss Va, the people from Black Gold Corporation have started to act. She adjusted her hair and calmly replied, I know. Vidana pulled the blanket up, covering her chest, and turned to Lin Ke. The other side has started to act. He immediately stood up, put on his clothes, and replied, let's go. Just finished the task. The timing is perfect. Quickly, they entered the elevator, moving down to the lower floor. Seeing the number display in the elevator, Vidana softly said, we've arrived at the floor. The two approached the entrance to the men's restroom. There was currently no one there. Vidana gasped in surprise and stammered, "This is the men's toilet. Isn't it too stimulating?" Lin Ke, standing beside her, held her hand tightly, turned back with a serious expression and said, "I don't have time to talk much. Just follow my lead." Inside the restroom, there was a window facing outside. Lin Ke opened the window, pointed down, and said, "I'll jump down first. Then you jump and I'll catch you." Vidana clung to the window, trembling and stammered, Hey, it's too high." Without saying another word, Lin Ke immediately stood on the windowsill. In a moment, he jumped down safely to the ground. Spreading his arms wide, he called out, "Jump down!" Despite her fear, Vidana still tried to climb up to the window. Looking down from above, she hesitated a bit. However, she then gathered all her courage, clenched her fists tightly, and jumped down, shouting loudly and raising her arms high. Lin Ke easily caught her and smiled gently upon seeing her fearful expression. Lin Ke helped Vidana to her feet and hurriedly urged, "Let's go. I see a rental place at the end of the road." Night had fallen and the moon cast gentle beams of light across the sky, enveloping the space in silence. In the middle of a deserted small road surrounded only by lush trees, a red car was moving. Inside were Vidana and Lin Ke. He was focused on driving. Lin Ke turned and asked, "Are you worried that the person you sent is trustworthy? That Jai Ho person is not impressive at all." Vidana frowned and stated firmly, "Don't worry. She won't go too deep. She's only in charge of coordination. The ones we need to keep an eye on are the intelligence members we train ourselves." The car continued to drive smoothly on the empty road. Suddenly, Vidana shouted, "Stop!" On both sides of the road, there were many metal barrels stacked with goods. Lin Ke stopped the car, looked around for a moment, and asked, "Is it here?" He angrily said, "These people are really bold. They care to use such a method to transport goods over here." Vidana turned to look at him, smiled slightly, and replied, "In Hoaxia, there is an old saying, a most dangerous place is the safest place." She looked out the window, focusing on the surrounding situation while reporting the news that they will get on the cargo ship to the port and deliver the goods to their people at the port. From inside the car, Vidana's voice asked, "Is it because I cooperated with foreigners that you did not want to cooperate with me before?" She turned to seek Lin Ke's opinion, but this is an era of mutually beneficial cooperation. Only by working together can we create greater benefits and value. Now are you willing to cooperate with us? Lin Ke leaned back in the car seat, placing his hands behind his head. He then replied firmly, "Mutually beneficial cooperation is indeed an economic model, a trend in today's world. But gentlemen prefer to make money through legitimate means, doing only what they should do and not doing what they should not do. Though I am a good person, I also have my limits." Vidana leaned her head close to Lin Ke, placing her hand on his chest, and then asked in a sorrowful tone, "Why does Mr. Lin believe that what we are doing is wrong?" Vidana looked up at Lin Ke and started to persuade him. "In this world where there is light, there is also darkness. This world is balanced with ups and downs. The better the good, the worse the evil." Lin Ke remained firm in his stance, reiterating once again, "Didn't I just say that? This is a matter of limits. I'm not pure either, but there must be limits." Finally, Vidana sat up straight, looking displeased, and said, "Unfortunately, you've missed an opportunity to conquer the world." Lin Ke clenched his fists and asked, "What does conquering the world even mean?" Seemingly unconcerned, he closed his eyes to relax. After 1,000 years, isn't it just a grave, a glass of murky wine? Vidana leaned back in the chair, closed his eyes, and complained, "I'm not as comfortable as you," receiving teachings. Suddenly, the sound of a train thundered back all around. A large train was approaching the station, loaded with huge cargo containers. Lin Ke and Vidana were startled, wide-eyed as they looked out the window. Lin Ke exclaimed, "It's here. That train has finally arrived." A man came out to welcome the train. Vidana was focused while on the phone. The voice on the other end said, "Miss, the transaction is over. They have returned to their car. I will send you the location and license plate shortly." She listened to the call with a tense and worried expression. Vidana held the phone in her hand and noted, "They have taken the items. This is their news. We should move quietly. Based on your tracking ability, it shouldn't be a problem, right?" Lin Ke smiled confidently and replied, "Aside from giving birth, there's nothing I don't know." The car sped quickly along the empty road. They spotted a white vehicle moving ahead of them. Lin Ke wondered, "We've caught up with them. Why don't we see your people?" Vidana frowned and answered, "I'm not clear on the specific situation, but from what I see out there, about 90% of the cars belong to us. They usually take separate routes and leave, so they won't raise suspicion." Lin Ke pointed outside the window, exclaiming in surprise, "Wow, you guys are really impressive." He tightened his grip on the steering wheel and instructed her, "Keep your face hidden. I'm about to overtake so they won't see you." Vidana questioned again, "Overtake? Are we supposed to follow? What's the point of overtaking? Lin Ke explained, there are no turns for 2 kilometers ahead. Even if we catch up, we won't lose the trail. Following is a technical job. The pace can't be too fast, it has to be variable. We don't need to change the rhythm. At that moment, Vidana understood everything, and she replied, I understand now. Thus, their car trying to overtake ahead. The person in the white car had realized he was being followed. He also began to speed up his vehicle. The 2 cars competed to pull ahead, and Lin Ke's car seemed to be moving faster. In the other car, a red-haired woman and a bald man were focused on the road ahead. Inside the car, the red-haired woman smirked. Then she thought to herself, it must be Elisa in Lin Ke's car. Vidana worriedly reminded, we need to be careful. My people are about to act. Lin Ke calmly replied, I know. The white car was accelerating, and it quickly shot ahead. The distance between the 2 cars grew larger. On the roof of a black car, a hitman stood up, aiming a gun straight ahead. The sky, once peaceful, was suddenly shattered by the sound of a gunshot, breaking the silence. 3 black cars appeared, chasing after a white car. The assassin turned to aim at the white car to shoot. Vidana clenched her fists, excited. It's here! The black cars sped up, closing the distance to the white car. In a short time, the white car was surrounded. From the black cars, men in black clothing stepped out armed. At the same time, Lin Ke's car also arrived. Inside the car, Lin Ke asked, are they about to fight? In the white car, a red-haired woman opened the door as a brown-coated man slowly stepped out. The man held a small gun ready for combat. The red-haired woman calmly held a cigarette in her mouth and asked, are you people from the Va family? The platinum-haired man in front replied firmly, that's none of your business. Hand over the goods. Lin Ke sat in the car, silently thinking, they only want weapons. It seems the bass ore hasn't been brought out yet. Meanwhile, inside the car, the red-haired woman slowly unbuttoned her coat. Around her waist were attached many bombs. She waved her hand provocatively. If you're not afraid of death, let's go together. After a moment of hesitation, the platinum-haired man firmly replied, we are not afraid of death. Even if you set it off, it doesn't matter. Seeing this, the red-haired woman glanced at Lin Ke's car. She flashed a sly smile and threatened, do you think if it explodes, the stuff in the car will be safe? Even the car behind won't be lucky enough to escape. At that moment, the platinum-haired man felt fear. He said, you. But before he could finish, the red-haired woman waved her hand as if to leave. People around simultaneously aimed their guns at her and fired continuously. The bleak night sky loomed overhead, with 2 people in a defensive stance below. The red-haired woman said, next time you shoot, it won't just be a threat. Hearing this, the man standing opposite shouted angrily, does the woman have no regard for her life? It's just a little. The red-haired girl triumphantly raised her voice, speaking such words, a cigarette dangling from her mouth. Smoke continuously billowed around, thick and dense. A foot suddenly jumped up, but the leg had gone weak. As she spoke, she immediately ran quickly toward her opponent. He grasped the man's neck tightly. Seeing the situation before him, the man panicked and screamed, don't kill me. The red-haired girl held his neck firmly and raised one hand high. The man struggled desperately to break free. Hearing him say that, the woman threw him to the ground and with a somewhat arrogant tone asked, scared of death but still putting on a show. Inside the car, Lin Ke was intently watching the scene unfold ahead. His gaze was fixed on what was happening right in front of him. Gripping the steering wheel tightly, he thought to himself, she is very strong. One hand reached for the door latch, and seeing the situation play out, Lin Ke prepared to rush outside. He turned to Vidana and said, the situation isn't quite right. You stay in the car, I'll get out and take a look. Suddenly, she grabbed his arm and replied loudly, I'm not letting you go. I truly want to ask for your help, but I don't want to take advantage of you because you're my friend. The situation outside is too dangerous now. I don't hope you go. As she spoke, her face clearly showed her concern for him, but Lin Ke didn't pay much attention to that. He turned to her and responded, if we're friends and there's a problem on your side, I naturally have to help. That is the rule of Waxia. After saying that, he opened one side of the door. Lin Ke stepped outside with a confident expression. He thought to himself, I was born to be an actor. Let's compete. As he spoke, he approached the woman with red hair, holding a mask in his hand before putting it on his face. A dangerous aura radiated from him. Hearing a challenge, the woman with red hair immediately turned to respond, all right. Suddenly, a punch was thrown at her, catching her off guard. Her body slid along the ground, one side of her face starting to turn red from the impact. She wiped her mouth with her hand, glaring at her opponent, and said firmly, I didn't expect there to be a master like you on this island, but it's unfortunate for you that you met me. I will send you to meet the Grim Reaper. After saying that, she immediately ran and kicked, landing a direct hit on Lin Ke. With a slight smirk in her eyes, he was launched into the air from the impact. The sounds of fighting echoed continuously. Lin Ke was kicked into a car, his body crashing hard against one side of the vehicle. At that moment, several people in black appeared. Seeing the scene before them, they were somewhat taken aback. Lin Ke held his injured side with one hand and pointed straight ahead with the other, painfully exclaiming, "Quit! Hold her down!" Hearing the command, those people immediately ran quickly forward. Two then approached, preparing to pounce on the red-haired girl. On Lin Ke's side, he held the phone in his hand. He ducked under the car, raising the phone high. The sound of clicking rang out. Once done, Lin Ke moved closer to a red car. Inside, Vidana was sitting in the driver's seat, gripping the steering wheel tightly. Seeing Lin Ke approaching, she asked, "How are you? Are you badly hurt?" At this point, Lin Ke had gotten into the car. The door next to him was slammed shut. He coughed a few times and said, "This girl is too sharp. It's really impossible to take her down." Hearing this, Vidana looked somewhat puzzled. She gasped in surprise. "No need to fight anymore. Let's go quickly." As soon as she finished speaking, the car lights were turned on. The headlights illuminated the road as the rear wheels began to move backward. The men around noticed this. Vidana's voice rang out, "Their skills are really too good. If even you can't do anything to her, then those men are not a threat to her at all." In the rearview mirror, some people were constantly chasing after them. Hearing those words, Lin Ke's expression showed some relief. He smiled faintly and agreed. Half an hour later, at a large hotel with bright lights surrounding it, a red car approached, gradually slowing down. Lin Ke got out of the car, one hand tightly gripping his chest. Inside, Vidana immediately said, "Mr. Lin, thank you for today. Are you seriously injured? Do you need me to take you to the hospital for an examination?" She spoke with a worried expression, her gaze fixed directly on him. Hearing those words, Lin Ke bent slightly and replied, "No need, I just need to rest in the hotel a bit, and I'll be fine. Please send someone over there to check and contact me immediately if there's any news." Seeing him say that, Vidana responded, "I understand. You take care and rest well." As soon as she finished speaking, she immediately drove away. Lin Ke stood and waved goodbye. A room key card was placed in the door handle. The beep sound of the lock being opened echoed. Lin Ke intentionally shouted loudly, "Don't say any useless things anymore. Next time, if you want to find someone, come to me. I won't help you." As he spoke, he grasped the doorknob and opened it. The clicking sound rang out, and the door was slightly ajar. Suddenly, Lin Ke looked ahead. He saw Jai King Ren standing in front of him and asked, "It's so late. Why aren't you asleep yet?" Hearing the question, she replied, "This book is quite interesting. The more I read, the more spirited I feel. Why did you come back so late? It's already past 2 o'clock. Upon hearing that question, Lin Ke sat down on the sofa and replied, "Don't remind me. This afternoon, I ran into Qin Han's ex-girlfriend. After that, he became depressed and insisted on dragging me out for drinks until now. So boring." Hearing this, King Ren, who was sitting next to him, asked, "Is it really that bad? Just an ex-girlfriend and he's that upset?" Lin Ke immediately responded, "He told me it was the love of his life. Meeting her again, he seems to have a bit of a breakdown." At this moment, King Ren yawned deeply and looked at Lin Ke, saying, "I'm a little tired. Let's wash up and sleep. It's already past 2. Hearing this, he replied, "Okay." Afterward, both of them lay down in bed. King Ren had already fallen asleep, but Lin Ke was wide awake, staring straight ahead. He turned on at his side, his hand sliding underneath the pillow, a smug expression on his face. He thought to himself, "Fortunately, I placed another phone in the car. I can track their location." Found it. His eyes gleamed with joy. Holding a phone in his hand, Lin Ke murmured, "I want to know why you're up at midnight, holding a phone." From behind, King Ren looked at him with a doubtful gaze. Hearing those words, his face turned pale and fearful. His eyes widened, constantly filling with sweat. Seeing the situation, he said, "I want to call Qin Han. I'm afraid he might not think clearly and do something foolish." Upon hearing this, King Ren replied, "So what are we waiting for? Hurry up and call him." Lin Ke raised the phone to his ear, his voice somewhat panicked as he exclaimed, "What are you saying? You don't want to live anymore? Are you crazy? Suicide over a woman? Okay. I'll drink with you. I'm coming to find you on the other end of the line now." Qin Han's voice came through with an incomprehensible tone. He exclaimed, "What the hell? I haven't said anything yet." Seeing this, Lin Ke pressed the end call button. He glanced at King Ren and said in a sad tone, "I didn't expect Qin Han to be so infatuated, wanting to commit suicide over such a trivial matter. Fortunately, I called in time and advised him. Otherwise, something terrible would have happened." Seeing this, King Ren anxiously shouted, "What are we waiting for? You should go now." Hearing this, he replied, "Okay, I'm going there now. You get some rest, don't worry anymore. At a luxurious hotel, the night sky enveloped the space and everything around sank into a dark gaze. Lin Ke appeared with a rather calm expression. He gently pushed the door open cautiously. Inside was Kin Han, sound asleep, kicking the blanket off completely. Suddenly, Lin Ke's foot kicked straight into Kin Han's body. He was caught off guard, unable to react in time, and fell off the bed, making a loud thud. Kin Han rubbed his head and cursed, "Damn it." Seeing this, Lin Ke anxiously shouted, "Are you all right? Do you have a nightmare? Don't be scared, I'm here. I will definitely protect you." At that moment, Kin Han got angry and shouted back at Lin Ke, "Even when I'm sleeping, you won't leave me alone. I want to kill you. What the hell were you saying on the phone? You've ruined my whole life of integrity." Lin Ke, feeling scared, clasped his hands together and replied, "Please, please, brother Kin, keep it down. I have something I need your help with. Please help me one more time." "Get out, I need to sleep," Kin Han said. As soon as Lin Ke heard that, his hand rested on Kin Han's shoulder. He leaned in and whispered, "Please, help me." Seeing the situation, Kin Han helplessly replied, "I'm done with you. Just go. Let's pretend I'm unlucky. I'm getting dressed." 2 cars were parked next to each other in the parking lot. Inside were Lin Ke and Kin Han. He turned to face the other person and said, "Take off your clothes for me." Upon hearing this, Kin Han took off his shirt and handed it to Lin Ke. He replied, "Hey, is this okay now?" Lin Ke happily accepted the item, his gaze falling down, staring intently at the pants that Kin Han was wearing. Seeing this, the other person shyly responded, "What are you looking at?" As he spoke, he bent his leg to cover himself, his face flushed. "Change your pants too. Just changing a shirt is pointless," Lin Ke said. Hearing this, Kin Han prepared to unbuckle his pants and said in a puzzled tone, "Where exactly do you think this is going?" To help Lin Ke, Kin Han had to take off his own pants to swap with him. Unfortunately, while he was doing this, an old man walked by and accidentally saw his inappropriate actions. Being seen by someone else, Kin Han naturally felt embarrassed, shrinking back, his cheeks burning red, unsure of where to hide. After witnessing this, the old man hurriedly walked away. But for his generation, this made him sigh in helplessness. Young people these days are probably much bolder than I thought. After the swap was complete, Lin Ke suddenly waved $200 bills and handed them to the person in the passenger seat. Kin Han was puzzled, not understanding why he was doing this, and asked, "Why are you giving me money?" Lin Ke explained, "Over there is an internet cafe. You can rent a room for the whole night. You keep this money and buy instant noodles and bottled water. I'm being gallant." While speaking, he pointed towards the mentioned internet cafe. Kin Han was already irritated because he was awakened in the middle of the night for a ridiculous reason, and now he was even more frustrated about having to stay outside like this. "Can't I just go back to the hotel and sleep? Who rents an internet room at midnight?" To clarify the confusion, Lin Ke replied, "They are all at the hotel. If we run into each other and I'm not there, it would be hard to explain. Since we're both not there, we can just say I went drinking with you." After hearing this, he didn't make things difficult for Lin Ke anymore and quickly got out of the car, turning back while walking. Okay, I'm going." After Kin Han left, Lin Ke drove to that location by himself. On the way, Lin Ke thought, "I can't just barge in like that. I need to buy a clown mask of the same style, something strange and mysterious." Thinking this, he stopped by a nearby convenience store. Lin Ke quickly approached the mask section, examining all sorts of bizarre and frightening masks. But these didn't suit him, he thought. "Then I'll choose the most ordinary looking one." Then he reassured himself, "As long as I don't mind, the one who will mind will be someone else." Just then, the phone rang. Ting, ting, ting. It seems someone was calling. The person on the other end said, "My people have all been killed, their bodies thrown into the woods on both sides of the road. They have fatal wounds all over their bodies, very professional." Without giving him a chance to speak, the person continued, "We have continued to think of ways to handle it and keep tracking their movements." Lin Ke walked to the checkout counter, but still replied seriously to the other person, "Then you are busy, I have nothing to do. Be careful." After saying this, he quickly left the store. He then drove to that place. The car stopped at a large villa with modern and classic architecture. Looking at his phone, Lin Ke confirmed, "The GPS says it's right here." Lin Ke parked outside and quickly climbed over the wall quietly, avoiding making loud noises to facilitate his entry without being detected. He carefully observed there were 2 people inside, one lying on the bed and the other sitting beside them. It seemed that Lin Ke wanted to go inside, but there were guards outside, forcing him to think of another way. The 2 people in the house are not comfortable either. Both are injured. The person lying on the bed seems to be in worse condition. Their face also looks more distressed. Seeing this, Lin Ke speculated, It seems one is dead, one is injured, and the other two are still capable of fighting. He turned his head to look outside, his eyes directed towards their car. Lin Ke thought of a way to blow up their vehicle to attract those on the first floor out, while he could take advantage of the chaos to seize the bass ore, reducing the danger significantly. A perfect plan had been formed in his mind, but unfortunately, he didn't have any explosives, so it couldn't be executed. Lin Ke looked inside and sighed, feeling somewhat helpless. In the end, he decided to put on the strange mask he bought at the convenience store and said, "How annoying. Let's just beat them up directly. Why think too much about it?" Saying his doing, Lin Ke kicked the door open. This unexpected action startled the two people inside, who were tired but turned their heads cautiously towards the intruder. Lin Ke quickly pulled out a small knife, the expression on the strange mask adding to his wicked and despicable demeanor. Not giving the two of them a chance to react, Lin Ke attacked the man lying on the bed. A stab to his forehead caused blood to splatter, and the man's face turned pale. Immediately, he could only instinctively scream. The guard outside heard the strange noise and rushed in, ready to deal with Lin Ke with a punch. But unexpectedly, Lin Ke was stronger. With just one kick, he was able to take down the other person. The fate of this man was no different from that of the previous one, as he cried out, "Oh!" A pair of black boots appeared, and a woman hearing a strange noise downstairs ran down. The woman's name was Elisa. Upon seeing Lin Ke, she unexpectedly asked, "Why did you come here?" Lin Ke did not beat around the bush and got straight to the point. "I want bass ore." He stepped forward intending to punch her, but Elisa was not willing to back down. She assumed a defensive stance, ready to fight with Lin Ke. Lin Ke threw a punch, and she was lucky to block it, but her movement seemed clumsy and unprofessional, almost instinctive. Lin Ke had overestimated her capabilities. He couldn't believe this woman was so reckless, but how could she have blocked the hit like that? Realizing her weakness, Lin Ke grabbed her wrist and quickly brought Elisa down to the floor. One of his hands locked her wrist while the other pressed her head down, preventing Elisa from getting up to counterattack. But unfortunately for Lin Ke, he did not expect this woman to have such strength. Elisa broke free from his grip, ignoring the blood streaming from her forehead due to the earlier impact with the floor. She kicked her legs at Lin Ke, but he managed to evade it. Knowing she couldn't defeat Lin Ke, Elisa took advantage of his distraction and quickly ran away from the scene. Lin Ke did not chase after Elisa, but merely watched her run away from the villa. He continued with his purpose, going upstairs to find the bass ore. When he reached a room, Lin Ke kicked the door open forcefully, but there was no one inside, only a safe placed in the middle of the room. Lin Ke didn't know what to do with it. He was unsure how to open the safe. However, Lin Ke still had the knife from earlier. He took it out and made a decisive move. Lin Ke raised the knife, but not to open the safe. He used the handle to check inside. When he heard a sound that did not resemble painted wood, he thought, maybe I won't need the knife anymore. Lin Ke decided to use his bare hands to punch through the wooden box. The fake safe made Lin Ke think of an unexpected scenario. Could this safe have been bought on the black market? It sounded absurd, but given what had just happened, Lin Ke's thoughts were understandable. In the center of the room, there was a large blue stone glowing. Lin Ke approached it, picked it up, and concluded this is indeed the bass ore. The objective was achieved. Lin Ke did not linger long and quickly took the bass ore to the car. As soon as he got inside, he removed the mask, feeling a bit embarrassed to take it off. He sighed with relief, saying, "Consider this mission to the island completed." Immediately after that, he made a phone call and said to the person on the other end, "I am on the island. The bass ore that Team 1 lost to Black Gold Corporation has been recovered by me. You should send someone over here to take this away." He spoke while looking at his achievement with a proud gaze. On the other end of the line, an older man around middle age suddenly said, "Oh, what did you say? You recovered the bass ore?" This man was Liu Hong, also referred to as Liu Boss by Lin Ke's group. Lin Ke, with a hint of modesty, proudly conversed with him. "I'm not here to carry out a mission. I'm here to relax with my wife and conveniently complete the task." Liu Boss, on the other end, shouted a warning, but also instructed, "Don't be so smug. I will arrange for someone to come over now. Let's keep in touch at all times." Although Lin Ke didn't tone down his pride, he agreed with him. After finishing the call, Lin Ke drove away. It seemed that because it was midnight, the roads were quiet, and there were no people or vehicles to obstruct Lin Ke on his way back to the hotel. However, he noticed something was wrong. Someone was following him. He looked in the rearview mirror and frowned, saying, "They're tailing me." Seeing this, Lin Ke didn't continue driving, but hurriedly decided to pull over, ignoring the car behind that was aggressively chasing closely. Lin Ke did not avoid the situation. He stepped down from the car. The other man also appeared. He was dressed in a neat suit and wore a mask resembling a clown from a circus. Lin Ke carried the bass ore he had just stolen with him and said to the other man, "You really did come. The face of the pursuer was hidden behind the mask, making it impossible to guess what he was thinking. But through his eyes, it was clear he was very serious, wanting to reclaim the bass oar from Lin Ke. As for Lin Ke, he did not hold back either. His smug expression not only remained, but seemed to intensify. His eyes appeared a bit dazed as he looked at the other man, but his mouth curled into a sneer as if to provoke him. The other man attacked first. Lin Ke placed the case containing the bass oar on the back of the car. A serious expression returned to his face as he said, "I know why you came. I also guessed you would show up at some point, so I have been waiting for this moment for a long time." The other man did not respond. Instead, he charged, launching a quick strike straight at Lin Ke. But unfortunately for him, Lin Ke was able to gracefully evade the attack. He was not to be underestimated. He punched the man hard in the stomach, not giving him a moment to retaliate. Lin Ke advanced, taking a step forward and landing a punch, forcing the other man to only manage a block. To end this battle, Lin Ke kicked powerfully at the guy. He couldn't brace himself in time, his back hit hard, and then he fell onto the hood of the car. Lin Ke then revealed the smug expression of a victor, his aura overshadowing the other man. He said, "We fought twice before, but each time you managed to escape. Today, as long as you kill me, everything in the briefcase will be yours. But it seems you lack that capability." Lin Ke looked at the blood on his hand, doubting as he spoke, "This blood." Then he looked back and forth at the clown-faced man, noticing that he was panting heavily, clutching his stomach, with blood continuously seeping out. Seeing this, he lowered his gaze and in a generous manner spoke, "I originally thought today would be a refreshing fight, but it seems you're injured. Continuing to fight would be meaningless. Although I'm not exactly a noble gentleman, I don't want to be the bad guy. Let's just leave it at that for today." After saying this, he turned and walked away but looked back to add to the clown-faced man, "I believe we will meet again in the future. Take good care of your wounds and we will have a proper fight. The moment I win will be when I unmask you." Then he got in the car and drove away, leaving the clown-faced man standing there watching the car grow farther and farther away. After he had completely left, the clown took off his mask. Immediately, people discovered that behind the mask was Tony. He looked in the direction of the departing car and let out a sigh. Then Tony removed his outer jacket, revealing his body wrapped in bandages, soaked with blood. He furrowed his brow, enduring the pain. Then he took a vial of medicine from his jacket pocket. Holding the vial, Tony gritted his teeth, suppressing the pain, and injected the medicine into his arm. After finishing, he made a phone call and asked the person on the other end, "Did you get the stuff?" The voice on the other end replied, "All right, come back." At a restaurant, Lin Ke was chewing and talking on the phone, informing the other party of his current location. "I'm at the sea area restaurant of the airport. You will see me if you look inside." 20 minutes later, Liu Hong, along with Ning Shi and Chu Yulu, arrived together. Liu Hong spoke first. "That's really sneaky. So you hid here." The three of them approached and sat at the table with Lin Ke. Just as they sat down, he immediately asked him, "Where's the stuff?" He kept eating, just kicking the suitcase away from him. The suitcase was kicked to Liu Hong's feet. It seemed he sensed it, picked it up while wondering, "How did you know that Mr. Kim's people were coming to the island?" Lin Ke, hearing his question, kept his chopsticks in hand and replied, "Earlier, I guessed that Black Gold Corporation wanted to make another deal, and they would definitely come to the island. This is the territory of the Va family. The company recently organized a team-building event. Since I came here to join in the fun, I didn't expect to actually find a lead." Upon hearing him, Liu Hong seemed a bit worried. "How will you handle Black Gold Corporation's people?" He picked up his food while answering. "This time it's Elisa and her subordinates. I've dealt with her subordinates, but Elisa is very skilled. I can only defeat her, ultimately letting her escape." At that moment, Hugh Yulu suddenly asked him, "Are you sure you're not hurt?" She was holding a cup of water in her hand. Hearing her ask like that, he showed a mischievous face and joked, "That's too fake. You've been sitting here for so long and just remembered to care about me." As soon as he finished speaking, Liu Hong stood up and said, "Less chatting. Let's leave it like this for now. We'll head back. If there's anything else, we can discuss it later." Lin Ke winked while wiping his mouth and replied. At this moment, Ning Shi suddenly spoke up, "Boss, it's really harder for us to go out, so we're not going back with you. There are still many people around anyway." He was not very pleased to hear this and responded to her, "But don't just play here forever. After a few days of fun, you should go back. The national recruitment has already started. We'll need you then." She saw him agree and mischievously winked, giving a military salute. "No problem. Just one call from you, and we'll be there right away." Hugh Yulu watched as he walked away. After Liu Hong had left, Yulu looked at Ning Shi and asked her, "Is that okay? There are still tasks to complete. Let's finish up and then move on." Ning Shi, upon hearing this, cradled her face with one hand and pointed in Lin Ke's direction with the other, replying, "Lin Ke is full of tricks. It must be fun to be with him." Hearing his name, Lin Ke conveniently asked, "By the way, I heard Lu Boss mention the national recruitment earlier. How is it proceeding now?" Yulu lifted her chin with her hand and replied, "The announcement is out. I hear the response is quite good, but the progress seems to be less smooth." Ningxi, sitting next to him, added, "There are many large families within their clan that understand the way of fighting and how to unleash energy core. Now the organization is recruiting nationwide, which will unconsciously infringe on their interests, so they are very resentful." After hearing the two girls finish speaking, he crossed his arms and commented, "I think their opposition is pointless. I will take you two to the Omen Hotel and first report my name to book a room. I have some matters to attend to, and I will return shortly." Upon hearing this, Ningxi winked at him. "Don't worry, we have definite plans in mind, and we won't let your girlfriend know about our existence." Right after that, he gently touched her waist with his hand and didn't stop. While teasing her as she felt shy, he joked, "What if I say you make others like you more than Q you Lu? That would cause some trouble." A little later, at the internet cafe, Lin Ke walked in from behind holding a bag of food. "Chinhan, have you had enough fun? I especially bought some food to make it up to you." Kinhan took out a hamburger, chewing while scolding Lin Ke, "Don't do these useless things. Next time, go find Mr. Tao and Mr. Lang. Don't just rely on me." Hearing this, Lin Ke replied, "The acting skills of those two are not good. I can't trust them. Besides, it's not a big deal. Just out for a night, it won't really affect you." The guy frowned when he heard this and gritted his teeth, responding, "It won't affect me. I feel like committing suicide right now." Upon hearing this, he smiled to appease the guy. "I'll pay attention next time. I'll create a better character script for you." Meanwhile, in a luxurious villa, Elisa had just opened the car door when a subordinate politely spoke up, "Miss Elisa, please come in." She stepped out of the car and walked into the villa. As she approached the main door, she encountered two bodyguards. One of them spoke up, "Sorry, Miss Elisa, we need to conduct a check with you." Elisa remained silent, raised her hands for the two to search her. After passing the security check, Elisa entered the room, opening the door. Inside, the boss was sitting, his gaze sharp. A beautiful woman beside him silently poured tea. Elisa entered the room and then sat down. The boss spoke first. "Your contacting me at this time is quite surprising. Are you looking to make a deal sooner than expected?" Elisa replied to him, "Last night, someone suddenly stormed into our base and took the bass oar." As soon as she finished her sentence, his hand holding the teacup trembled for a moment. His expression darkened, and he asked her, "The bass oar has been stolen. What exactly happened?" She frowned and recounted the incident involving the masked person who stole the bass oar. "I can recognize who he was. He was very powerful, and I was no match for him." After listening to her, the boss took a sip of tea and asked, "What time did the incident occur?" Hearing his question, she raised her hand to her chin, trying to remember. "Early morning, around 5 o'clock a.m. It was just nearly dawn." At that moment, he said, "On the island, the only person capable of doing something like this is Vidana." He looked at her and continued, "I will quickly investigate this matter to retrieve the bass oar. After that, I will provide the original genetic fluid to you. I am willing to do this in the hope that we may have the potential for cooperation in the future." Upon hearing this, Elisa responded, "That would be for the best."